Hello. Hi. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the investor meeting of Tech Defense Cybersecurity Limited. I am Ruchika Shah from Equibridgex, and it is a pleasure to be your host today. In a world where cyber threats are evolving faster than ever, Tech D Cybersecurity Limited stands at the forefront of India's digital defense. Founded in 2017 and headquartered in Ahmedabad, the company delivers a specialized cybersecurity training, consulting, and managed security services to governments, enterprises, and institutions nationwide. With a 15 plus years of training legacy and 8 years as a full fledged cybersecurity company, TechD has built a reputation as a trusted partner in proactive threat prevention and security transformation. We are delighted to have with us today Mr. Sunny Waghela, Managing Director and CEO, Mr. Piyush Waghela, Executive Director, Mr. Khileshwar Sahu, CFO, Mr. Mihi Thakkar, Assistant Vice President of Training Business, Mr. Yash Jain and Neelam Jain, and Ms. Neelam from Merchant Bankers GYR Capital. So, this afternoon we will begin with a brief company overview followed by detailed presentation. After that, we will open the floor for an interactive question and answer session. Without further delay, I would now like to invite Mr. Sunny for his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Ruchika, thank you for such a nice introduction, and thank you, audience, for joining in for the virtual IPO meet and the investor presentation for Tech D Cybersecurity Limited, formerly known as Tech Defense Lab Solutions Limited as well. Uh, I'm really privileged to have you all here, and really happy to see a good audience, in today's meet. Before I begin with my journey and how I started into cybersecurity, we need to understand why cybersecurity in this current era is very important. We have seen that post-COVID, there has been a digital transformation and a digitization happened at all levels in all across industries. Data is becoming a new oil in this current era, and for an organization, cybersecurity has not become an IT problem, but it has actually become a boardroom level concern for almost all the companies. Keeping that in mind, even government bodies and the regulators realize the importance of cybersecurity, and they have come out with regulations not only in India, but across the globe that has actually taken the industry to a next level as well. While the industry is still in the growing sector, in a sunrise sector, with our IPO plans and with our ambitious aspirations, we are aiming to become one of the largest Make in Bharat company of the world. And that's what our main objective and the main goal is for a company. So before I start the presentation, I'll give you a bit about my background. So I'm Sunny Waghela. I have been into the cybersecurity field since when my childhood days. When in my ninth grade, my email ID got hacked, and that's how I got into a cybersecurity field and got a curiosity to learn about what hacking is, what hackers are, and what cybersecurity is. I created a couple of cybersecurity communities back in 2002, 2004, when I was a part of my, the school days. Then I got into an engineering. I am undergraduate, into a BTech from Nirma University in Ahmedabad. But cybersecurity has always been my passion. So initial days, during my college days, I found out problems into SMS technology, VoIP technology, the loopholes into one of the first social networking website, which is Orkut.com. And where people were seeing the facilities of the technologies, I always see the flaws in that particular technology. Then life always takes its own path. My life has taken a different path in my third year of the engineering when I started working as a helping hand, with the local agencies of Crime Branch Ahmedabad and Mumbai ATS to help them on, solving certain of the cybercrime cases as well. I've solved, 160 cases during my 2 years of the tenure till I passed out from Nirma University. And in 2008, I got an opportunity to work on 26/8 that happened in Ahmedabad, that is Ahmedabad serial blast, where the whole cyber investigation was done by me. And 26/11, when these people were attacking, they were having phones and getting calls from a VoIP trick. And my job was to basically track down from this where the calls are originated, intercept all of these calls and find out the whereabouts of this particular calls and who has been doing these calls from where. So I've done all of that part. That has actually given me a national importance also, right? So, and it has given my natural calling that cybersecurity is something that I want to do it for rest of my life. I started Tech Defense brand, 15 years back in 2010 as a training company. Now we were associated with one of the largest premier institution in India. And what we were doing, during the course of 7 years in the initial days of our time, from 2010 to 2017, when we incorporated as a private limited company, we were conducting a short-term programs with many colleges, many universities, and many educational institutions and corporate institutions across India as well. We have conducted more than 800 plus workshops, 650 plus educational institutions we have covered. And that was the right time where India was not having right amount of awareness about cybersecurity. And that was a time where people were not investing much into cybersecurity. But when I realized in 2017 that now it's the right time, the organizations are investing to secure their data, secure their information. We registered as a private limited company in 2017, and we have diversified ourselves as the cybersecurity services company as well, along with the training vertical of our company as well. So we started with a one vertical, which we have called it a security assessment in 2017. And then years, as and when the years goes, we started with our security operation vertical. And then we started our GRC vertical, during the course of years. We have been into this business, as a registered company for last 7 years. But we have been in this field, for last almost 15 years. And I have been in this field for more than 20 years, which actually state the experience into cybersecurity is way beyond almost 2 decades of the experience that I have. Coming to the presentation on that part, what we have done, what is our journey. So just to give you a key facts about our company. So our company has been awarded multiple times as India's one of the best cybersecurity companies, one of the most admired IT security companies as well. We are a certain empaneled organization. So when I say a certain empaneled, it's a Computer Emergency Response Team of India, an organization set up by Ministry of IT that actually gives us an age. Just give me a moment. That actually gives us an edge over the other people. I hope I'm audible, Pooja. All right. That gives us an edge over the other people because Certain is the most recognized organization in India that recognize cybersecurity and information security companies across the India. So we are one of the empaneled organization that helps us to go to companies and say that we are the certain empaneled entity as well. The one of the best differentiator of the company is we are collaborated with a lot of universities. So what we are doing before 2017 was only a short-term programs, but then we realized that cybersecurity is a resource-intensive industry, and cybersecurity always has a talent shortage. We realized that importance of generating the talent as well. But this time we have not entered into a short-term programs which are not much of a scalable, but a long-term program, with universities. So what we do as a part of this particular initiative is we tie up with universities. We tie up, we co-create their curriculum. We deploy our own people to run that particular curriculum, and we create a skillful people as a part of the university itself. So that is one of the best differentiator of the company, that we already have a training vertical, which is part of our company, that is serving, good number of students, and that is also serving good number of, that is generating good amount of talent as a part of our, the company as well. All our company people are widely are recognized by industry related certifications. We are serving 370 plus customers. We have customer strength in around 13 different countries. And currently we are having a team size of 145 plus people. Precisely, it is 160 people of the strength is what we have as a part of our company into cybersecurity services. We have 24 cross 7, 365 days a year security operations center that basically monitors customers' infrastructure as well. So as I said, although we are in the business for 8 plus years, but we are having an experience of more than 2 decades in this particular cybersecurity vertical as well. If you look at the company highlights and our revenue of last year, so we have clocked a revenue of 29 crore 79 lakh rupees of the revenue, generated one of the greater margins compared to our peers, which is 40.48% EBITDA margins is what we have. We call ourselves as a comprehensive cybersecurity services company, or we can call it an MSSP, that is Managed Security Service Provider, where organizations rely on us for starting their cybersecurity and ending their cybersecurity with us, for many organizations as well. We are already having a presence with B2B and B2G segment as well. And again, what is differentiating us is a strong relationship with many of our OEMs. So being a service provider, whenever we give a service, the service always driven by certain of the tools in the cybersecurity, and we use certain of the tools of the OEM, which is original equipment manufacturer or the product OEM. So the differentiating factor is that we do not create just a reseller relationship with our OEMs, but we create a strategic relationship with our OEM so that we exclusively work for them for any sort of a cybersecurity requirement they get not only from us, but from their other partners as well, as a professional services, as an MSSP services partner as well. Our vision is very simple, that we want to not only safeguard the Indian customers base, what we have right now, but safeguard the customers, across the globe as one of the first largest Make in Bharat company is what our vision we are carrying it along with. Just to give you a company achievement timeline, so we incorporated in 2017. In just 1 year of the inception, so when I started my training vertical back in 2010, I always decided to create a first logo or get the first logo of the company as one of the largest premier institution. And that's the same thought process I had in 2017 as well. So we have closed Adani Ports as one of the largest customer in 2017. And Adani Group is also, currently one of our largest customer as well. Now, when Adani logo came, that logo has successfully able to, give a trust amongst our customers or trust amongst the other companies in the, the same segment or in the same industry to recognize us and, help us get other business as well. We have closed around 50 customers in just 1 year of the time and also grabbed 2 awards as India's best cybersecurity company as well. Then we expanded our offerings, by partnering with many of the industry-led OEM services as well. But in 2020, we restarted our training vertical, but this time not with the short-term training programs, but we started with a long-term training programs, that is UG and PG programs with university itself. I again want to reiterate, when we run a UG and PG programs, we do not run it as just a UG and PG program, but we run it like the university itself. But as we are not a university, we deploy people, we create the curriculum, and we run that curriculum on behalf of a particular university itself. Currently, there are 9 universities we are already having a tie-up with, details of which are already available on our website as well. In 2021, we started our first security operations center, which is running 24/7, 365 days a year, and it acts as a security guard for many of our organizations or a customer organization as well. We forged a partnership, one of the largest OEM in the world, which is Securonics, and right now also we are one of the second largest, professional services partner for the Indian region as well. We achieved our certain empanelment in 2022, and now we have surpassed the customer base of 150 customers as well. In 2023, we achieved our ISO certifications. In 2024, we have surpassed, 370 plus customers. And right now, if you ask me a specific number, we already surpassed 500 plus customers in the cybersecurity as well. Apart from, my industry recognition, I was also awarded as Times Man of the Year Cybersecurity 2018 Industry Leader, which is by Economic Times in 2021, and also Cybersecurity Influencer Award as well, by LinkedIn in past, days as well. My dad carries almost 30 plus years of experience. He has been in the banking sector and helping organization to take it to a next level by maintaining our right P&L strategies and maintaining our finance control as well. Mr. Manan Pancholi is a very influential figure in the government sector and is going to play a very key role in shaping the organization's growth as well and acting as a non-executive director, having more than 25 plus years of experience in the IT and ITS services as well. Vandana Nagpal is independent director. She is right now serving as executive vice president and a senior director with Crindle, which is an IBM company, and she is acting as a independent director and also going to play a role in expanding into other regions and advising us to achieve our vision in a shorter span of time as well. Mr. Mukesh Jain is a global chief information technology and innovation officer with Capgemini, and he is also going to play a role in our growth journey as an independent director. And Hemant Mishra as an ex-regional head with ICICI Bank and with many other organizations as well, a consulting organization, going to help us on the financial strategy and our other, strategy related to our accounts and finance as well. Let me tell you our key managerial, key people in the team. So Vishnupriya Nath, she carries almost 20 plus years of experience. She acts as a director cybersecurity, taking care of our compliance operations, taking care of our GRC vertical, taking care of our operations and delivery part for many of our other verticals as well. Khileshwar Sahu is acting as a chief financial officer of our company. Nikhil Trivedi is vice president business. We have a pan India sales team, spread across 7 cities in India, and he's acting as a complete, the sales head or a sales lead for all the team members. Mihir is taking care of our academia business and helping us to penetrate into other university partnerships as well. If you look at the cybersecurity growth as an industry, it is actually growing at an average CAGR rate of 12.2%, and it is expected to reach to 608 billion by 2033, right? If you look at an Indian picture by 2023 also looks promising and very exciting that we are going to reach this industry as a 30 billion US dollar industry. Only and only the Indian market is I'm actually talking about. So compared to global market, Indian market is a pretty a lesser market, and that is the reason now that is the right time because the right regulations are coming in North America, right regulations are coming in Middle East, right regulations are coming in Africa. We realize the importance of going global as one of the Make in Bharat company, and that's what we are going to do as a part of our IPO object is going to expand globally into these regions by expanding our global footprint by getting the delivery, getting the sales presence in this particular countries as well. So cybersecurity, if you look at the India threat report, so I could only say that there are 702 incidents which are on an average happening on Indian computers, Indian clouds, or an Indian IT infrastructure of either businesses or individuals or a government every minute. Because of the cloud adoptions, right? 62% incidents are contributed to the cloud attacks and 38% incident which are happening on the on-premise, in this. While this, we talk about the numbers, right? We need to realize that these numbers are increasing every single month. So while this report got published in 2025, by this time, the incidents are already increasing. Above 1,000 incidents are happening to businesses across the India, one or the other way. Coming back to our main offering, so we are into main two verticals of the cybersecurity. One is a cybersecurity services vertical, and second is a cybersecurity training vertical. Now, if we go deep dive into what we actually do for a customer, right? So first is a VNPT for a customer. When I say VAPT, we basically go to a customer and tell them what are the open doors in their infrastructure, in their IT infrastructure, in their OT infrastructure, and we basically help them to showcase their open doors so that before the hacker come and breach that particular door, they can actually patch all the loopholes and all the vulnerabilities in that particular by getting that particular service as well. Security Operations Center, in a layman's language, I say that it's a 24 cross 7, 365 days a year security guard for an organization. So it's like you have a security guard at your home, guarding your home from the thief or from the external threat. The same way, we monitor organizations 24 cross 7 and make sure that organizations are protected in a proactive manner. There are so many cybersecurity regulations which are already in place, like international regulations like ISO 27001, GDPR, HIPAA. RBI SEBI also has a cybersecurity guideline to be followed by all the member companies. So the third vertical of ours is a GRC. We call it a compliance services or a governance risk and compliance vertical, basically, help customer to stay compliant to that particular respective framework so that the customers, can submit a report to the regulators as well. Specialized services is a red teaming. So red teaming is a very interesting service that we provide. So when we approach organization, there are many organizations say that we are already secured. Sunny, nobody can able to hack us. We already have firewall, we already have antivirus, we already have zero trust, we already have SIM, SOC, all technologies are in place. But when an organization say that I have all green flags in my organization, red teaming is showcasing them green, I would say that red flags in the organization. So we basically, as an external attacker, they give a permission to us, we attack, and then we showcase them how exactly anybody can reach to their heart of the system as well. Same goes with breach and attack simulations with the organization. We set up a lot of cybersecurity laboratory with the organizations and a hardware security. Just would like to highlight on the hardware security, which is a very new vertical which is set up by us, right? In this vertical, we basically not only hack the softwares, but we also hack the hardwares. We are able to successfully demonstrate to multiple of the OEMs recently that is used in the largest power plants in the India, that the whole power plant can be down within few seconds of the time as well. The car can be stopped also, and the electric scooter that you are driving right now, it can be stopped within the seconds as well. And this is one of the vertical, the niche vertical we are going to expand post our IPO plans as well. Staff augmentation, because cybersecurity is always having a talent shortage. The recent report says that India is producing only 35,000 people a year, whereas India is actually needing 35 lakh people in the coming years as well. Tech defense, being a talent generation machine also into our training vertical, we are able to successfully provide a right skillful people to many of our customers on our payroll as well. So they work on our payroll, but manage their particular things as well. Now, whatever services I've talked about, right? Everybody would ask me a question, or everybody would have a question. What is a business model? So most of this contract start with a one-time engagement with any of our customers. And what most of our sales team does is they do a cross-sell and upside sell and convert it into a year-long engagement or a multi-year binding contract with the customers also, so that the customer is going to be with us, take any of these pillars of the cybersecurity for a multi-year contract as well. And that's what we call it, a managed security services. And that is what we are positioning ourselves as an MSSP provider. So with many of our customers, give you one single highlight of our very prime customer in Astral Vibes, which takes care of, we take care of their VAPT, we take care of their assurance, compliance, security operations, governance activity. We also take care of their, staff augmentations and the specialized services as well. So right now, our company's goal and our company's aim to make sure that we create a customized program for our customers, and we sell this customized program for our customers, and end up into a year engagement with our customers as well. And let me tell you, gentlemen, out of 500 numbers that we are talking about, 467 customers are already retained with us for last 2 to 3 years of the time as well. So that says our the retention ratio of our customers is more than 90%. The second is a net promoter score of our company is more than 95%. That means a one customer is going to refer us to other customers also looking at our value services as well. Second, the differentiator is the university partnership with many of our peers or many of our competition does not have in the place. We create talent, we generate talent, the talents, the good people out of those talent are working for us as well. So ideally for us, getting those L1 guys, L0 guys and L2 guys is not a cost, but rather it's a revenue generation, the stream as well. And we take them as a part of our company as well from our universities itself as well. We do corporate training programs and a lot of certified training programs, with many organizations as well. A very standard service execution approach, or just to give you in a very short layman's language, we gather the requirement of a customer. We understand what pain areas they have. Do they have a pain area with respect to compliance? Do they have a pain area with respect to the VAPT? Do they have a pain area with respect to the incident what has happened with the organization? Then we define the scope. What exactly is the scope? How many locations we are going to cover to secure? What is an IT infrastructure? How many assets are there in that particular organizations? And then finally, we actually do a project planning mobilize the resources, that how many resources are going to be used in this particular project. And then we do a structured execution. So most of our customers has got governance service, compliance service, VAPT, and SOC coming together to us. So we do a structured execution so that we improve the security posture of our customer organization also. We do a tool driven delivery, so we are dependent on the OEM, but those exclusive partnerships are helping us to you know use this particular tools not only as a tool, but we also create some of the proprietary agents or proprietary tools on top of it to make sure that we automate certain functions using this tool and give a quality delivery and effective delivery to our customers as well. And then a clear reporting and a knowledge transfer that we do with any of our customers. This is a glimpse and a snapshot of the kind of customers is what we are serving. And let me tell you, gentlemen, we have this customers working with us for more than 2 years, 3 years as well. And customers like Adani have been working with us for more than 7 years as well. This is to give you, just a glimpse of our, the P&L statement. And just to give you a glimpse, you can clearly see that we have been recording average growth of 90% year on year. Last year, we have closed it at 29.79 crore rupees. Our EBITDA stands at 12.23 crore rupees, and our PAT is 8.39 crore rupees as well. This is our balance sheet. It looks like, right? And that actually shows our healthy fundamentals as well. These are some of our key ratios, which are increasing over the years. And our other key ratios, you would like to actually have a look at. And now I'll hand it over to Neelam and Yash to take care of the details about our IPO, our issue, the opening date, the size, and the respective other details. Over to you, Neelam and Yash.
Thank you, sir. So going ahead with the issue details slide, company is coming up with an issue of 20,20,200 equity shares having an issue size of 38.99 crores. With regards to issue period, anchor bidding is open on September 12, 2024-25 and will close on the same day. And IPO for public will be open on September 15, 2025 to September 17, 2025. And the expected listing date is around September 22, 2025, and the listing will be at the NSE Emerge platform. Price band is fixed around 183 rupees to 193 rupees per equity shares, and the lot size is 600 equity shares and in multiples thereof. With regards to offer structure, we have reserved the shares as per the slide details in the slide given below. With regards to pre and post issue equity shares, the pre-issue paid up capital of the company is 5 crore 45 rupees, and post issue paid up capital would be around 7 crore 47 lakhs. Next slide, please.
So, with respect to object of the issue, the company is planned to deploy 26 crore 9 lakhs for the purpose of investment in human resources, specifically for expansion into international markets and strengthening its domestic presence. Further, rupees 5 crore and 88 lakhs are going to deploy for the purpose of capital expenditure for setting up the Global Security Operation Center under the name of Tech Defense Cyber Valley and general corporate purpose. Lastly, if you have any other questions, you can reach out at info@gyrcapitaladvisors.com or info@techdefense.com.
So with this, thanks a lot for listening to us for such a long time, keeping a really good patience, and I'll hand it over to Ruchika to take it further.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sunny ji, Neelam ji, and Yash ji for the insights. With that, we'd now like to open the session for an interactive question and answers. Please feel free to share your questions, and our management will be glad to answer them. Use the raise hand feature, and we will take your questions in order. We'll wait for a minute for the queue to line up. Our first question is from Mr. Gosai Vinodgiri. Sir, please unmute your mic. Till then, we will take another question from Mr. Sunil. Sunil ji, please go ahead and ask your question.
I think Ruchika, you need to unmute the participants. Are they unmute? No, whoever is going to ask.
Chirag
Yes,
ji,
sir, I've unmuted. Our next question is coming from Mr. Chirag. Sir, please go ahead with your
uh,
question.
yeah, hi sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Very interactive presentation. Sir, I wanted to start with certification part straight away. So I wanted to know a bit more about cert in certification. So how much time did it take for us to get the certification?
So generally, the whole certain process takes a year-long time. It actually divided into four different stages. The first start with the documentation. The second start with the offline round where we need to demonstrate the machines can be hacked and score around 95% of the vulnerabilities that we need to find out by the machine provided by the cert. The third would be the online round where our team need to be present, all around 3 days to basically ensure that whatever machines they have hosted online, we need to find a problem. And fourth is a interactive round with the management, with the team, and then finally the background check that happens by the local agency. So it's a year-long activity. We were certain in 2022. The certificate, is valid for 3 years. And let me tell you, gentlemen, just yesterday itself, we have been already undergoing a renewal process before a year. And right now we have got the renewal done till 2028 September itself.
Understood. Sir, currently how many companies would be certified in India?
Currently, there are 190 companies which are certified in India. But when you say about companies, we need to also upload the details of the kind of customers we have served, what kind of employees we have, and certain also uh, duly verified the different of the vertical that we are working into. And currently, we are listed for almost all verticals, including hardware and OT security, which are very niche security services by provided by any of the companies in India as well.
So, sir, according to your knowledge, how many players would have all the certification under certain? How many account do you
Very
have in?
few. I mean, if you say out of 190, close to around 20 or 30 would have almost all categories that they are providing services
Okay,
in. Yeah.
understood. That's great enough. Sir, coming to the international revenue part, can you please describe more on that because we will be focusing more on it. So,
Sure.
can you throw some light?
Correct. So currently, whatever revenue that is coming in the company, we have 85% revenue coming from the domestic market and 15% revenue is coming from the international market. Right now, we do not have our dedicated information, international, salespersons or the presence directly, but we do work with our representative and our channel partners through those particular regions as well. Moving forward, we would like to increase the percentage in the international revenue and the domestic, would have its own say or would increase at the same rate as well.
So, how much split would you like to have identically by FY 26 and 27?
Uh, Very good question. So ideally, you would say that in FY 26-27, we'll have at least 50-50% split in the international and domestic market.
1 5 or 5 0, sir?
50, I will say.
Okay, 5 0 by FY 27.
Correct.
Sir, how any plans? Because I was just trying to walk through the RHP. So I found that we are paying some good amount to the employees that we are going to hire at the new facility. So, sir, can you throw light on that? Because I think it's something related to international part. So can you please throw some light on it?
Absolutely. So there are, when you say out of 26 crore of the proceeds, what we are going to use during the course of 2 years, right? We are going to use the funds, right, equally for both of the years as of now. In RHP, we have stated currently, because our IPO is coming in September, we'll be able to use around 5 CR for now for the human resources. Rest other will be utilized in our next year, which is 26-27 itself. Currently, our complete focus is hiring 5 to 6 sales personals outside India, right? And then get some leadership, roles in our current organization or the current domestic for delivery, for pre-sales, and making sure that the directors and VPs for each of our verticals, what we are serving right now. Moving forward, we will have delivery person, we will have the pre-sales people and a sales people in the respective, the international market. And proportionally, there's going to be a delivery team hiring that is going to happen in our Ahmedabad Global Security Operations Center, what we are building right now. The total number of hiring, what we are going to do out of this 2 years is around 87 total number of people we are going to hire out of 26 crore of the pre-sales.
Understood. So we would be focusing on the international side. So sir, just continuing on that, the peer mentioned in the RHP is Tech InfoSec. So I just ran through the PPT IPO of the company. So I found that they are most focused on the US side. So we would be, is it fair to assume that we would be focusing on similar side and getting the same margins?
So to answer this question, I cannot comment on the margins, which is a forward looking, and there's a regulatory block as well. But what I can only say is we are going to focus on 3 markets primarily. One would be the USA. That's obviously a major market size and has a good market size compared to, the global cybersecurity market size. Second would be a Middle East, which is also one of the growing market and the whole KSA region and a Middle East market. The third would be the Africa market, because those are the countries have just started coming with regulations and government has just started creating, their internal SOC, their native SOC and external parties, getting involved in that. All 3 markets, Indians are very reputed, Indians are very recognized and trusted, in this market. So these are our primary 3 markets we'll be targeting. USA is the top one priority, second would be Middle East, and third would be Africa.
We have all the certifications that are required for US and Middle East? US.
For US and Middle East, we do not require any much of a certification. What we require is ISO 27001, we require SOC 2, and we require high trust. We are already in the process of high trust, SOC 2 type 2, and ISO 27000 we already have right now.
So how much time do we expect to come?
High trust would be in next another 2 months of the time.
Okay, so by FY26 and we can assume that all the certifications would be in place
in
and the team would
next
be
1 quarter. Yeah.
Understood. So sir, 50% okay, chalega. Next was what is the current H1 revenue looking like, on the similar pace growth or something?
See, as I said, we are making sure to focus on MSSP services. We are trying to do cross-sell and upside sell with all our existing customers. And we are also trying to dominate certain of our industry in the domestic market as well. So when I say dominate certain of our industry in the in domestic market currently, where we already have a presence, already have a trust, and already have good logos with us, will ensure that we keep up the same pace and dominate, let's say, CB related, the regulated entities, RBI related regulated entities, IRDA, NPCI related regulated entities, to ensure that we keep up the same growth pace. And that's what I can say about it.
Understood. So based on H1 FY25 and H1 FY26, the past growth has been maintained. Is it fair to assume?
Correct.
Okay. Fair enough. Sir, next one was on the attrition rate. So do we plan to, as we increase our number of employees, so plans to control the attrition rate?
See, we already started on building our own cultural deck. We already have done it. We already started putting a lot of efforts to make sure that we retain our existing people and make sure to upskill them, create kind of policy framework inside the company to train them, create a good culture so that they'll be with us for good number of years. But at the same time, what you need to also understand that we have a training vertical which is already in existence. For L0, L1 resources, we have a regular flow of the people that is coming from our own university, and there are skilled people coming regularly, to us. So we do not find much of a challenge on L0, L1, and at least L2 resources. For rest of the other people, as I said, we're already making a lot of efforts creating policy frameworks, creating a right culture in the organization to maintain that or reduce their attrition rate.
Understood. Sir, the top customer in the absolute terms hasn't grown much for us in the overall revenue. So don't you think we can do something more and extract more out of the company? Because as you mentioned, Adani is our top customer. Uh, matlab, Adani itself might have a big IT budget. So why don't we target more of wallet share?
Chirag, very good question, and we're already in the process of doing so, and that you'll definitely see in our this year's financials as well. So we're already tapping and we're already making sure that for all of our top customers, all of the customers what we are working for last couple of years, they should be giving us a substantial business, uh, and that's what is already growing right now.
So, do they see over the number of years the execution thing, and then they give us some contracts? Is that the thing?
Not really. So when I say managed services, what we generally do as a part of managed services, we bring in a technology and also we bring in the people into it. So whatever model that we have, let's say we bring in a technology, we charge them a license, in advance or rather with the 45 days of the term. And with the managed services, whatever staff that we deploy, they need to pay us every month, and certain customers pay us every quarter as well. So even though the execution goes on for 6 months to 1 year of the time, right, we get paid on time.
Understood. Sir, one thing I couldn't get a hang of, that we would be hiring people of 20 lakh, 5 lakhs per month salary and salesperson of 10 lakhs per month salary. So it would be an Indian uh, team or in the US team which we are planning?
See, that's a US sales team is what we are planning.
Okay,
Such sort of
fair
salary
enough.
can happen in India. It's a domestic is a different market altogether.
Yeah, so just wanted to clarify because
Absolutely.
it's something very significant of.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All the best for the team.
Thank you.
And may you proceed, achieve what you want to. Thank you.
Thank you. Uh, Sir, can we stop sharing slides if it is not needed
Sure.
so the focus can be on you?
Sure.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Mr. Advait. Sir, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Many congratulations on your IPO launch.
Thank you.
I had a few questions from the management. Firstly, while going through your DRHP, we noted that you had paid some kind of advances to the director. So, what kind of advances were paid to the director? Roughly around 1.37 crores, if I'm not wrong.
See, that was very much in the compliance, and that was already repaid, by the time the RHP is already filed. The
Okay.
DRHP is already filed. Yeah.
Okay. And does the company have its own software?
Not really. So to answer your questions, we are working with a lot of OEMs. I'm again reiterating the sentence. We work with Securonics, we work with Securon, we work with CrowdStrike, and provide a managed services using the OEM's delivery software. Although we have created certain of our agents to automate certain of our process automatically, so that we don't much be dependent on people, and the AI does its own task to collect evidences, create reportings, investigate certain of the incidents, do some kind of a forensics, and give a kind of a verdict. But yes, humans are always needed to recheck, verify that whether it is done right or whether it is done wrong, right? So we have created certain of our agents. We're going to be heavily dependent on the agent, but these are all private agents is what we are creating for our internal use to give the delivery to our customers.
And what is exactly the mode of the company?
I'm sorry, sir.
what is the mode of the company? On what basis is the company going to compete years?
No, I didn't get the question. Can you please?
I just want to understand the what advantages does the company have over its peers?
Okay, interesting. So see, we are positioning ourselves as an MSSP over our peers. Second advantage is our talent generation machine is one of our biggest differentiator, and that actually gives us a pool of the talent. Let me tell you, when a person is studying a BTech, when a person is studying a MTech in the university, he's eventually paying us as well. That's what not happening with any of our peers. Second would be we are utilizing them in their last year and their pre-last pre-final year to make sure that whatever skills and technology that we have made them studied are going to be used for us. So they are staying with us for 1.5 year during their days, and then finally we get good minds out of our own universities. They stay with us for another 1.5 years. So one would be an advantage of not putting any sort of a money in talent generation, training them, getting them on the field, certifying them, because all our OEMs are giving all the certifications complimentary with all our university partnerships as well. So that cost is what we are minimizing and getting the right set of people. So tomorrow, if an OEM comes to me, say that, Sunny, you are one of a partner, but I have got another 5 partners in US or 2 partners in Middle East or 3 partners in Africa. They would like to subcontract the services to you. I have a plug and play mechanisms that if they ask 5 people, I could actually get the army of 50 people out of my own partner universities itself. So that is one of the biggest advantage what we have over the peers.
Okay. Okay. So and while going through the DRHP and RHP, there were some legal and professional expenses that were incurred by the company. Can you please just explain what were these legal and professional expenses that were incurred?
Are you talking about legal expenses?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure what legal expenses you're talking about. Khilesh, would you like to throw a light on this?
Professional fees and legal under the legal and professional fees line of item.
Okay. So it is paid to our auditors, it is paid to our peer or review auditors, it is paid to our, there is one more expense, which is a DRHP expense paid to our, the merchant bankers as well.
It's also include our advocate fees and all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what kind of consulting fee expenses were incurred by the company over the years? On what domain exactly?
Yeah. So basically, we means sometime we hire our staff outside the means Gujarat, or we get when we get project outside the Gujarat. So we hire out peoples out of the Gujarat. So we pay fees to them for you can call them it's a freelance fee, or you can call this a consultancy fee. Sometimes we also take some consultancy from the outside of the Gujarat for means for better understanding of the project, or to implement the project properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be it from my side. Wish you all the best for the
Thank you.
IPO. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next questions are from Mr. Sarang Desai.
Yes, hello, sir. It was a nice presentation. Thank you for the opportunity. My question is, you mentioned something that when there is a related to some power plant and some electric scooter, that it can be stopped. Some kind of a new line of business you
Correct.
wish to start in the near future after this IPO proceeds. So, can you please elaborate a bit, like who all are currently in this line, and like what you see, and what's the market size, and like how it really works in a brief in a brief summary kind of a thing?
So the market, what I'm talking about, the services, let me clarify. We already started providing these services to our customers. We have already got an opportunity to do a security testing of the largest ever renewable plants, the manufacturing plants. Some of the power transmission unit is already there, and right now we are already talking to multiple medical devices and the robotic surgery arms to basically ensure that they are secured from an external threat, because all these equipments are also connected to that. So when I talk about a hardware security, or when I talk about the car or a smart car security, right? Almost all these are connected as an IoT or IIoT devices to an internet. And when you connect this thing into an internet, there are always loopholes that are there. So we do security assessment of those smart devices and tell an organization that these are the ways your communication could be intercepted. The man in the middle attack could happen to your scooter or your car, and it could be breached within certain point of time. Now you use an electric car, you can operate your electric car, or you can actually open your window, close your window using a mobile app itself, right? Can you able to control that particular car itself? And that's what is going to happen. The next big thing in the cybersecurity, that you never know, but your scooter is already hacked. You never know that the power plant is already shut down. And see, India has already seen such sort of examples in the past during the hardcore time of COVID in 2020, when there was no electricity in Bombay for 6 hours. And when it was investigated, it has actually resulted into some sort of a cyber attack that has disrupted the grids and things as well. So what we were seeing in the movies 10, 15 years back, those kind of attacks as now becoming a reality. So we want to keep a pace in this particular vertical by hiring a good amount of people and make sure that we become the forefront of this particular vertical, which is hardware and OT security. We call it operational technology security is what we are talking. And let me tell you, Sarang, we are creating a SOC infrastructure in Ahmedabad, which is not only going to serve for IT SOC, but an OT SOC and a vehicle SOC also. So there are companies which, or they are already having vehicles. We help them monitor all their vehicles real time so that no hacker can able to temper, or nobody can able to hack into those vehicles, and provide them with a threat-free business as well. Currently in India, there are only 3 to 5 companies which are in this particular vertical. If you talk about global companies, I believe it must be in the double digit, not in the triple digits. Those who are working in this particular vertical. It's a very niche vertical that is already there, that we are going to work on.
Okay, and in the continuation of this, so my last part of my question is like this new stream of revenue, like what will be its share in the, like 5 years down the line, like how do we see it expanding, like uh, what percentage of the business will this be in your revenue segment?
A very, very good question. So let me clarify on this. See, this is a very new segment, right? Where there is the customers are not also much educated. Like we have done a recent POC with one of the electric scooter, and showcase them. It can be hacked, right? To understand the management, to get the consent from the management to perform that attack, and then get the right budgets for this particular kind of a niche services takes a lot of time. So to answer your question, in the 5 years of the time, you'll see at least 10 to 15% of the revenue coming from this particular vertical. But yes, this vertical, we are in a phase where we educate people that you really need this. Like if I go to government, I need to educate them tomorrow if there's a geopolitical condition, and if somebody would fly a drone, right? The drone can come in the same area and can explode in our own area itself. But to prove that, you need to showcase them, you need to convince them, get the right sort of budget, takes a lot of time. So this is a upcoming, or I can say that emerging vertical, where there's a lot of awareness which is needed, and we are already doing that right now.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. And it was a wonderful explanation, and all the best for your IPO, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. We will take next question from Mr. Nishant. Nishantji, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
Hi. Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, I'm a bit more curious around this. So again, there's a lot of industry tailwind related to cybersecurity, but when I'm looking at your company, the number of clients you have versus the revenue which you are having. So the per customer revenue kind of trickles down to a very low number. So if you can explain,
Hmm.
like typically what's the quantum that an organization spends on a cybersecurity, and how much share are you capturing in is a company parallelly employing other players which are providing similar services also? If we can break this particular thing down.
Okay, so to answer this, one, we are a pure play services provider. Okay, be it a training services or be it a consulting services, we are a service provider. Although we have the enterprise customers, which is contributing to good amount of revenue, but at the same point of time, we are also tapping the SMB market, which is one of the largest market in India, for last 2 to 3 years, right? So while you are calculating the average ticket size of the revenue is going down only because of the SMB customers who does not have much of a spend, but they have a regulatory mandate and they have the mandatory frameworks to follow. That is the reason they are actually doing on the cybersecurity front of it. So that resulted into a low ticket size when you compare, all of the customer together and divided by the revenue. That's number one. Number two would be the average spend on the cybersecurity. Ideally, it should be 10% of your, the IT budget, and at least 4% of your turnover or revenue should actually go to the cyber. But in India, it is actually a little lower on that. But India is coping up the speed with right set of regulations coming by the regulatory bodies. Certain is publishing a lot of guidelines, and I believe almost all regulatory bodies are publishing the guidelines. So people are going to cope up, follow that, and make sure to increase their particular cybersecurity budgets. But on an enterprise level, which is our prime target, the cyber budgets are already separated from an IT budgets, and cyber budgets are substantial. There are companies where cyber budgets have no limits or no caps. We are making sure to tap those organizations and provide our end-to-end services to that organizations as well. But as I said, we start small with an organization of one-time engagement, and then in a 3 months to 6 months, we convert it into the MSSP or a multi-year engagement as well.
Got it, sir. So would it be possible for you to quantify what is the amount that you amount of business you have with, let's say, Astral Pipes, which is your big customer, or maybe Adani, which has been there with you for a couple of years? So that would give a bit more idea on how much of the depth we are having with the customers in terms of the wallet share.
Let me tell you, I cannot tell you the exact numbers, but what I can tell you is, let's say with Astral Pipes, the compared to the last year revenue, this year we have almost double the revenue with the same customers. Same goes with, one of the largest conglomerate. The numbers are doubling on those particular lines as well.
Okay, so this is helpful. And you mentioned to previous participants' question that you don't have the delivery software, like you have the OEM's delivery software. So what is restricting them to directly approach the client and provide them with their services? Because that is a risk which is an overhang, right? Because they have the proprietary technology and they can probably just come in and take away the business as it grows. Yeah?
See, that won't happen in any of the OEM business or any of the tool delivery. They always work with the channel partner and an MSSP ecosystem. None of the product company gets into services business, or they created their service arm itself. So because they only and only focused on creating product and creating their own IP, they only partner with organizations like us, MSSPs like us, to make sure that it's a managed security service or services are to be provided on that part. So it can never happen with any of the companies. They take away the business or take away the customers, and they go with that. Almost out of 100 companies in the product, 100 out of 100 works with the channel partner and works with an MSSP ecosystem.
Got it, sir. And I believe this wouldn't be an exclusive arrangement with you, right? There would be more MSSPs that would have engagement with these
Yeah.
particular OEMs, right?
So to answer this question, I can say that our tires, so every OEM has different tires, and the tires of the OEM, we're on a top tier of the consideration with many of the OEMs right now. And that has increased over last 2 to 3 years.
Okay, so just one final question from my side. So, do organizations have multiple MSSPs, or like, let's say you're providing services to Astral Pipe or maybe Adani, do they have multiple MSSPs?
So ideally, they keep only one MSSPs, but yes, as I said, that we start with an engagement of VAPT, or let's say with compliance, or we start some organization with SOC, and then we convert into an MSSP where we go to them, we showcase their posture, we tell them that what is the current spend, what is the value add that we are getting, if they come to us, and make sure that they outsource the complete security functions to us itself. So while we are in that particular game of doing that, one is they cannot keep a multiple MSSP. They generally always want to keep a one MSSP. They can keep a multiple vendor or keeping, some of the multiple solution management or other task as well, where there is a maker and checker conflict on that.
Got it, sir. Thank you and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Nishant.
Thank you. We'll take next question from Aikya Mamnia. Kindly introduce yourself before asking your question.
Hi, sir. I am IK Mavnia and I have a family office here in Mumbai itself. So I had a few questions for you. I was going through the DIHP and I saw that receivables are high and it is approximately 42% of the revenue. So could you throw a light on the same? Thank you.
Okay. So to answer your question, we have been into a business where there are a lot of companies we are serving which are having a regulatory mandates. Let's take example, we are serving a SEBI stockbrokers, those who are having a mandate of CSERF compliance, which has come into an effect in the last August. Now that mandate has been extended and everyone is supposed to submit the report in the month of December. When we have onboarded our customers, the customers are giving the evidences, complying to certain of the gaps what we have identified, patch all the vulnerabilities, onboard on our security operations center. It takes a time. While we reach to that timeline on December, the deadline has extended to March, right? So while the deadline is extended to March, the customers, go in a little cold mode, and then we cope up with that particular customers to make sure, or we follow with that customer to make sure we finish the project during that particular stipulated timeline. Second is, although we have done all the work with the customer, but the certificate is pending because the patching is pending at a customer end, right? There are certain gaps which are not been mitigated at a customer name. So we need to issue a certificate of compliance to the customer as well. So because of which, even though it's a 95% of the work which has been completed, we have raised the bill, but the invoices are pending. But let me tell you, out of the receivables which are pending, they're already recovered, in the month of May, April, and in the month of May itself, right? Because we have issued them a certificate of compliance. Now we realize that, post listing, this is also going to be one of our major issues. So what we have done with almost all our customers, that even though our work is done, we have given the report, we have identified your gaps, we have onboarded you over a SOC. We are not going to wait for a certificate of compliance or an attestation of compliance. You need to release the payment to us. We issue a provisional certificate, and then finally, when in the final certificate, you can pay a 10 or 15% of the remaining amount, but rest amount you will have to pay. And that's how we are onboarding that particular customers. We have changed our the collection mechanisms and the way we are working for a multi-year engagement as well. So when multi-year engagement and the retainer engagements, we have changed our all terms to monthly advance, or rather a quarterly advance with the 45 days of the term itself. So when you have that particular the terms, we are able to sustain our cash flows, and we are able to make sure to maintain our cash flow in the future.
Okay, perfect. Also, another question I had is, could you throw some light on the cost of employee and predictions after like having the new SOC center built? What would be the cost of employees?
Okay. So while there's going to be a new security operation center, the current cost of the employee benefit per month I can actually talk about, which is going close to 76 lakh rupees, right? While we are going to have the center in place and while we are going to get the customers, right? We're going to, increase our the employee size to another 20 to 25%. But that all depends on the projects. That all depends on the the timelines of the projects, and they're going to be there. But at the same time, what benefit of out of this global security operations center we are going to create, because we're going to have a training vertical in that particular center itself. So there are going to be a lot of BTech and MTech people going for an apprenticeship, taken approval for all our universities, that rather than last year of the internship, why don't you send them from the third year of the engineering itself? So all are going to be the interns or the part-time employees going to work out of that particular center. That is definitely going to exponentially reduce our task itself. I mean, the revenue overheads itself.
Okay. One last question I had is you have a relatively high, client concentration. So in 2024, I saw that the top five customers contributed to almost 53% of revenue, and the top client being at 31. So how do you plan to, mitigate this risk?
Very, very interesting question. So one is with our other of the customers, we are already in a process of giving them a bundle of the services, giving them a kind of discount so that they convert into a bundle of services and with a multi-year contract to make sure that we're not going to be dependent on our top customers. That's number one. That doesn't mean that our current customer base or the top customers will not give the revenue. Their revenues are increasing because they have a deep pockets and the good pockets to, and good budgets on the cybersecurity spend as well. So that is going to be there. But yes, for other of our customers, we are bundling our services, giving a little discount, signing multi-year contracts with 1 year of the commitment and a PO in upfront to make sure to mitigate this. Second, we are big time into staff augmentation. So when in 2020 I started my university programs, 2024 our first batch is passed out from our first university, and now it's a second year where there are a lot of people are passing out from our partner university itself. So rather than providing a managed services, we are now formulating a rate card with customers so that even if they require the resources, they have a rate card set with us and they ask that, Sunny, I need the BAPT guy, or I need a SOC guy, or I need a GRC guy. Could you able to provide me for 6 months to 1 year of that time itself? So we basically cut down on the hiring costs and give them a right and employ and becomes a retainership contract as well. So this staff augmentation is also growing big time for us right now.
Okay, perfect, sir. Thank you. Thank you for answering and all the very best for the listener. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take next questions from Deepak Podar. Deepak ji, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm audible, sir.
Yes,
Hello.
Deep, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir, for the lovely presentation. So just a few queries from my side. Now, in terms of, in terms of business model, we don't manufacture the product. We are a pure play service provider, and we use third-party product and license it to our client. Right? Would that be right understood? Okay.
Correct.
What sort of margin we keep while licensing it to our clients?
So not less than 10 to 15%.
So 10 to 15% is what you keep.
So we do not only sell licenses. We need to understand. We give a tool-driven delivery, right? So let's take an example. If there is a project, right, where we are getting a licensing part of it, there is a license component to it. We keep a margin of 10 to 15% into it. But we do not just give the software. We make sure that there is a service component attached to it. Be it for implementation of it, also we charge. Managing also we charge. For staff augmentation also we charge. Then there is an SLS set for those managed services, for doing that. So any customers taking our SOC solution is not going to manage it on their own, right? On the back end, we give a shared resources that we're going to give 2L1 or 3L2 or 1L3, and then the manager is going to be there. So that's how our business model works. So there's a lesser margin on the license, but there's a higher margin on the services part of it.
Of course, I understand that. So the second part is the people that you bring in, for which you charge monthly and quarterly that you mentioned.
Correct.
So that would attract a higher margin. Right.
Correct.
Okay, fair. And this licensing revenue, we book on a net basis or on a gross basis in our P&L?
I think Khilesh would be the right person to answer this. Khilesh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry, can you repeat the same?
So licensing revenue, we book on a gross basis or on a net basis in our P&L?
Licensing revenue?
Yes.
I didn't understand.
So basically, let's say if you get 100 rupees as a licensing revenue, there your margin is, let's say, around 15 rupees. So you book on revenue 15 rupees or you book on revenue 100 rupees?
No, we book with 100 rupees. So the same way also book expense accordingly that.
Okay, so we book on a gross basis.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So what would be our revenue mix? I mean, last year our revenue was close to around 30 crores. So how would that the breakup be between licensing revenue and the service revenue?
So let me tell you, the licensing portion out of this particular complete revenue would only
Mhm.
be that is almost 10 to 12%. So that is almost 2 to 2.5 CR is going only and only for the licensing. Rest all is actually coming under the services portion to it. While we are, the MSSPs on that part, the licensing plays a very lesser role, and we have a specialized contract in the rate contract with all the OEMs as well. The major component is the services that we provide on top of it.
Okay. But ideally, if you are booking on a gross basis, ideally, I thought that our licensing revenue would be bulky, right? Because that's where the major bulk of revenue. I mean, for example, a client would spend about 90% of their budget on the software, right? And maybe 10-20% on the service part.
Not really, sir. Sir, in the security operations center, to monitor your infrastructure, integrate your infrastructure with the SIM and a SOAR technology, the license component is only 25 to 30% of, let's say, 100 rupees of that. It sometimes goes down because we have a bulk commitments going back and forth with the OEMs as well, right? Plus, we have a buffer that we get it from the OEMs as well. When I say a buffer, let's say I have a commitment of 1,000 devices I'll be onboarding or a 500 devices I'll be onboarding. We get a buffer of around 100 devices also. So they don't charge for the other 100 devices where we are also making a greater margins even on the licensing part as well. To answer your question, if somebody takes a SOC, they spend 30 lakh rupees for the license. On just an example, if a spend on 30 lakh rupees is on license, on services there's going to be a spend of 70 lakh rupees because they need 24 cross 7, 365 days a year monitoring, where we are providing people who are going to sit as an L1, L2, L3 hierarchy and a manager for doing so. For threat hunting, there's going to be different resource. For digital forensics, is going to be different resource. So customers spend even 200 times for the services and not for the licensing portion. So,
I got it. Understood. That's very clear.
yeah.
And since licensing is 10 to 15% margin, what is the margin in services and implementations?
Uh, so that varies from customer to customer, and that varies from enterprise to the SMB customers. Yeah.
So range, I mean, some range, I mean, what, 50, 60%, 40, 50%, 30,
You're
40%,
talking
some.
about a gross margins on our services or a net margins on our services?
So this 10 to 15% you mentioned is gross margin, right, on licensing?
So that's you call it a gross or you call it a net, right? It's one and the same thing, right? And sometimes it goes as a service itself, sir.
Okay, okay. No,
So
so on the gross basis.
customer is not really, see, there are two types of customer. When the license value is too high, we want to make sure that we maintain a cash flow and get the complete license fee in advance as well, right? When the license value is lesser, but the customer is looking out for 10 more services, right? As I said, we have a service known as cyber program management or an MSSP. So a customer is not really looking at what licenses that we bring in. Customer is looking at his own Power BI dashboard. CISO wants to see a dashboard that all my things are okay, all my things are going as per the calendar, all my patches are updated, this is escalation, these are concern, and these are challenges on those lines as well. So sometimes it goes as a service as well, sir. So on an average, if you ask me on the services margin, sir, we are making almost the gross is almost 50-55%, and the net margins is almost 40% on that.
Net is 40% gross.
Yeah.
Gross. Okay. And you
But also it
mentioned
depends
also.
on project to project. I'm not talking about on an average. So it depends.
Yeah. I mean,
Sometimes you
some
have to
range.
take a project, and sometimes you have to make sure that you keep your competition away from that project as well.
Fair enough, a reference point. So I got that point. Now, on the this you mentioned domestic versus international would be 50-50, right? So what's
In the
the
coming years.
this year you said, right? FY26 only?
Not really, sir. The question which was asked by the previous participants, that over the years, how it is going to look like over the next 2 years, it will be 50-50, sir.
So by FY27 or by FY28?
So 26-27, you will see a substantial percentage increase in our international revenue. But yes, in the next another 2 years, we'll have a great, penetration for the international revenue in our books.
Understood. And what's the margin differential between domestic versus international?
So international margins are pretty high compared to the domestic markets.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And international, I mean, it's what 2x of what we are getting in India?
I would not say 2x of getting in India, because for that also you require a right set of resources to be deployed for the international customers as well, right? So it would not say 2x, but it is a substantial margin that you can make in the international markets.
Okay, okay. So since given you mentioned that our international revenue mix will increase, and we are looking at the same growth what we have been doing in the past, right? That also you mentioned. So ideally, with a higher base revenue base and a higher mix from your international market, the margins, I think, which was close to EBITDA margin of 40%, right, in FY25. So you expect margins to improve going forward?
Correct, sir. But sometimes the cybersecurity activities also happens on site, right? So when you say it's a hybrid activity, many times the international customer also wanted our resources to come there and sit there also. So there's a supporting cost also that you need to, include as a part of international expansion strategy as well. So, but yes, to answer in a nutshell, it'll have a higher margins than the domestic ones.
And overall, at a company level, this 40% margins can improve going forward.
Yeah, so we will definitely maintain that.
Acha, maybe if not improve, maybe we'll look to maintain.
Correct.
Just one last question from my side. I mean, you mentioned about staff augmentation, right? So what's the revenue mix of staff augmentation? I mean, do we show it separately or it's part of service?
So till last year, it was showcased as a MSSP only. Till this year also, in the accounting process, it has been changed as a staff augmentation revenue as well.
So it's separately measured.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would be the revenue mix from staff augmentation right now?
So again, I say, sir, for currently the staff augmentation is increasing. Out of these services business is what we are providing, the staff augmentation in our training, staff augmentation in a services vertical is what contributing to around 30 to 40% of that.
So total service revenue, 30 to 40% is staff augmentation.
Correct. Sir, again, I repeat, for a training vertical also, till last year, with all our universities, we have a sharing model, right? But in the sharing model, the problem which was happening was that when we finish 4 years with the university always thinks that, oh, we are paying so much to Tech Defense, or we're paying so much to, the external parties for running the programs. And that would actually, either, end up losing a customer, or rather they cut down on the number of students what they are giving to us for the cybersecurity BTech. We have changed our model. We have converted completely into staff augmentation. When I say that, we calculate the subject, we calculate hours, we calculate the workload, and then we deploy the kind of people so that they don't feel that it's a substantial increase in that particular, expense, and we're able to maintain the customers for years and years as well. So when I say about staff augmentation, not only for services but for training as well.
Okay, cool. No, yeah, I'm just confused about the model of your staff augmentation. So generally, let's say one resource you take from an institute, and you place it to one of the client side. So client will pay revenue to you, and you will in turn pay to that resource or institute. I mean, how does this flow work?
Okay, sir. So I'll give an example so that you will be able to understand the whole business model, right? For any customer, we start with a one-time engagement or either assessment or audit or any other thing. Convert it into an MSSP model where we say that our resources are although going to sit remotely as a shared resources, but they're going to complete this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 task for a year to go. Certain times the customers say that I have a requirement of resources coming on site, sitting on site as well. So let's say they have taken 10 of our services, 5 of our services can be managed remotely for them, for which they are paying X amount every month. And then, we are making our margins by other of the supporting and the employee cost and on that. For other 5 services, they say that we require a staff on site, right? So we give them a staff, we set up a rate card with them, and we execute that particular rate card with the, customer. But none of our rate cards, sir, it actually, they have a substantial margins. So we take the resources from our internal team, and we do not have, we hire it. We keep at least 3, 4 people, in a bench as well, and then we give out to our customers for a year-long contract with a multi-year binding commitments as well. So it's a mix of both. It's not like a one customer taking only and only staff. The customer say that you maintain my 5 functions remotely, I don't mind, but for my solution management, for my product management, I require person to be on site. When your people are going to report incident, I require somebody to mitigate those incident as well. So we have to give incident responder on site to them as well. So it's a mix of both. So we have a one rate contract for all the bundle of services or the program that we are doing with the calendar what we define. In that, they have no objection whether 2 people will do the task or 10 people will do the task or a one person will do the task. But for a one particular activity, there is one more rate card of a staff augmentation where you deploy it, you get the money, and then the employee cost is recovered from that.
So all these employees will be on your payroll?
They are all on my payroll. That's what a staff augmentation is all about. We're not in a recruitment agency or we recruit just for other people.
Oh, okay, okay. And the model was rate card you mentioned, and maybe you charge 100 rupees per hour from, like, just an example, from the client, and maybe you have to pay only 40, 50, 60 rupees to the resource.
Correct, sir. Not per hour, but per man day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point. That would be it from my side. All the very best. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Deepak.
Thank you. We will take next questions from Mr. Sahil. Sir, please go ahead.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Sahil, you're audible.
Yes,
Please
sir.
go.
Sunny ji, thank you very much for explaining all of this in a very efficient way. So one question I had, that there is a lot of mis-selling in the market, right? One company takes maybe a software or maybe a product, they just pass it on to another customer and they say that we are cybersecurity company. They are just not making the product and they are just not also providing the services. They are just passing on to the customer and they say that we are cybersecurity
Reselling
company.
it.
Hello.
Yeah, they're reselling it.
Yes, you can say that they're reselling it. I see that Tech D is not into that. So, what differentiating factor that Tech D has, which all of these companies do not have? We know that is the services part. But apart from these players that are in the market, right? So they are somewhat lower in the value chain in the market. What differentiates Tech D from another players that are maybe in that are maybe in upper end of the value chain? So that is my first question.
So I believe in a vertical, we always have two categories where we position these two companies, right? So the category which those other companies which are just doing a reselling of solutions, as I said, which has very thin margins, sometimes it goes down to 5% of the margin. We call those companies into a category known as a system integration category itself. We consider ourselves into an MSSP category. So if you're comparing us or the peer comparisons which are given right now, they are all in MSSP in this particular space. So this is what we call ourselves into a comparison. That's what a complete differentiator itself, right? They do not have a staff for right implementation. Sometimes they get it from distribution, sometimes the OEM takes it, sometimes they just give a product and the customer has a team to do all of that. Here we tell a customer that you have a peace of mind, you go and have a good sleep, we'll manage your security completely. These are our SLAs and we'll make sure to adhere to that particular SLA throughout a year itself. So we take a whole accountability of an organization cybersecurity.
All right, sir. And sir, I see that in your board, there are a lot of members who have past experience for the banking industry. So I presume that the number of customers we are serving, whatever the number is, I presume that it largely caters to the BFSI segment. Is that correct?
Correct, sir. So currently out of this 467 number that I talk about, 200 odd are the CB related. You can call it to be BFSI itself. 120 are the fintech and small finance bank, private bank, and the cooperative banks itself. So they are also catering to, we are also catering to good number of BFSI customers. And these are the customers, they have their own mandates and it increases, as and when the time also increases, because The circulars are coming on the fly right now by all regulators in India, not only India, but across the globe itself.
All right, sir. So my final question: what does it take to maybe become the next Tech D, or maybe replace you in the services, or for the clients that you are serving? Does it take someone like a Sunny Vagela, some other person like a Sunny Vagela to come in, or maybe it takes a board which has this BFSI experience, or maybe it takes those certifications that you have? So what does it take to maybe become the next Tech D?
I always say that security is a trust. Let's take an example. Any company comes very new in the game and start providing these services, they might not succeed. Uh, there is a reason behind it. Security is a trust. Let's say you want to hire a security guard, right? Or let's say our prime minister or home minister have a Z plus security. They have a government and a private security as well. Will you hire somebody who is a newbie, has no track record, you know, has no customer base? Or will you hire somebody who has great amount of logos with them? Because ultimately you are opening up your company's exposure to them as well. So while we are providing security, our job also becomes to secure their data, their information itself. Second is our complete cybersecurity vertical is a very, or a community is a very short, small community. So they always look at the background of the promoters, the background of a CEO, that whether he is actually from this field or he's from a different field and then started cybersecurity out of passion, or he has money and then is a new vertical that has been started on those lines. It takes a lot of time for anyone to succeed. I will not say that they won't, but it takes a lot of time, right? So when I go to a customer, like the first question that they ask, Sunny, tell me your background, right? What you have done in the cyberspace. Have you done any sort of commendable work? And what I only do is, or what I can tell you is, you can even better ask ChatGPT more about me to what I've done in my past.
All right, sir. Good to know.
Yeah, thank
Th-
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Looking forward to your listing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have questions from Ashu from Ekamya. Ashuji, please unmute your mic to ask your question. So till then, we have a few questions in the chat box if you would like to address the ones which went unanswered.
Just a second.
Yeah, hi. Hello.
Pooja, Ruchika, I cannot see the questions. I can only see, do you still have questions as you're only one question? So would you like just paste the questions in that to me?
Sure, I would read it to you after Mr.
Sure.
Ashuji is done with the questions.
Yeah. Hello. I'm audible, right?
Yes, you're audible, Ashuji.
Yeah, sir. First of all, congrats, sir, for your IPO.
Thank you.
So, sir, I just wanted to ask, like, further the revenue contribution to the GSOC. So, what are the expectation that few year down the line, what are the revenue contribution in this?
Okay. So Ashuji, to answer your question, GSOC is what we are building. We call it a Global Security Operations Center. It's not only going to serve SOC as the service, but when I say a Global Security Operations Center, is going to work not in 3 shifts, but going to work in 5 shifts. For international customer, they're going to be different shift. For this customer, are going to be different shift. Under the SOC, they're going to be vulnerability management, specialized services, SOC, MSSP services, GRC, and compliance services. Global SOC also going to be going to consist of experience zone. So we're creating a dedicated experience zone for a customer. So today I say that, hey, I can hack a car, right? I need to showcase I can hack a car. So in our experience center, we'll have a car model, we'll have a scooter, we'll showcase our customers that this is how it can be hacked. This is how it can be secured, right? We're going to have a miniature of a power plant in the GSOC, which showcase them that this is how the power plant can be attacked and this is how the power plant can be, secured as well. So there's an experience zone. There's going to be an R&D zone. So we'll be focusing more on the research oriented services or a forensic related services as well, to showcase that it's not just a service kind of a thing, but there's a lot of research goes behind, back and forth. When we find any problems in your organization, we analyze those trends. We have this different teams which are set up. So GSOC is a altogether a facility. You can call it an integrated campus. That's why we call it an integrated GSOC, which has all this vertical coming under it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Understood, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you. And sir, other thing is, what are our expectation from of top line and bottom line for this month, for this year, for FY 25 to 26?
I think the forward looking is something which I cannot answer, but as I said that, or I can tell you this, we already have an order book of what we have achieved last year right now. Correct. And we are going to, that is already submitted to the regulators. And we already, making sure to upsell, cross sell to our customers, convert them into an MSSP. So there's going to be good growth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And best of
Thank
luck for
you.
your IPO, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a question in the chat box from Shweta ji. Do we constantly tie up with product suppliers in cybersecurity? If yes, how many products are we having on our panel? Kindly give an idea.
I can see. Sorry, come again. See, currently we don't have any, the products, right? As I said, we are purely into services using our OEM's product and giving MSSP on top of it. I think that answers the question.
Okay. Our next question is from Naman Kasat. Our competitor Tech Info has guided for 3x growth in current year with respect to FY25, where revenue was same as our company, that is 30 CR. So can we expect similar growth for tech defense?
I believe the future is bright. Substantial growth is there. Regulations are increasing. Requirement of services is on a top of everyone's mind. And trust me on this, the companies are increasing their budgets. Let me tell you, Naman, we are just waiting. A lot of regulations are coming in the place, but we are waiting for one more regulations, which is due to be tabled in our Prime Minister's office, which is already passed in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and that is, we call it a DPDP bill. That is a Digital Personal Data Protection Bill. To give you a brief about a bill, right? What data that you are having, security is one portion of it, but the privacy angle is also that is actually touching upon. And why every cybersecurity or a company like us is waiting for this bill, right? Because there are certain lot of penalties which are coming right now. So right now, if anybody is hacked, let's say coin DCX is hacked, or they just publish on the newspaper say that we are hacked, we tried our best to secure the customer data, but we cannot secure it, and then the court case goes on for years and years, right? But if this particular bill would have been in place and would have been in effect, right, they've been heavily penalized. So if this penalty is something which makes every of the customers think that it's not any other priority, but it's a topmost priority for our company to secure this particular information. And most of the companies have been nowadays incorporated cybersecurity as one of the slide in their boardrooms and the board meetings as well. Answer you can expect.
Thank you. Mr. Pushkar has asked how are our services different from a recent listed company, Meta?
They are a service integrated. They have been into license selling as well. Only license selling, and they are into services as well. But primarily focuses on licenses part of it. We are a pure play into MSSP space.
Thank you. Next question is, as we can see, your PAT margins are rising every year. Where we can see it to settle in coming years?
I'm trying to make sure that all this university partnerships, right? As I said, I'm getting people now working for me from third year of their engineering, their revenue generation stream also for me, and at the same time, they are actually generating revenue from the training and generating revenue from the services by serving my most of the customers as well. So as I said, it will be moreover on the same lines.
Thank you. Khushiji is asking, how do you see our company to grow in 5 years?
We want to be the largest MSSP from India, and that's all our vision is. Positioning our own home state Gujarat as one of the hub, and that's why we are creating a global security operations center and a delivery center in Gujarat.
Thank you. Advaita ji, Aikya and Ashu ji, your hands are raised. Do you still have questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great. So, okay, that's our cue to wrap up the meeting. Thank you. And thanks to the management for giving insights about the company and the IPO to the investor community. Thank you everyone once again for joining us today. We value your time and continued trust in Tech Defense Cybersecurity Limited. Until we meet again, wishing you all the very best. I'll now pass it over to management for final remarks.
So thank you all for joining this meeting and keeping such a good patience. I can still see that almost more than 50% of the people are still here. So that shows that it's not just the company's cybersecurity is the priority, but the individual interest into this sunrise sector is also showcase the substance of people who are already present over here. Thank you. Thanks a lot for keeping good patience and hearing me out for such a long time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.